Good morning, kids, and welcome back to the STEMulus. I'm Steph, and today we're doing a launch-based vlog. Maybe, if I can get enough footage. This one has been a little hectic. For those of you that don't know, I've been working on the SkySats for the last few years. These are small Earth observation satellites about the size of your mini fridge, about 250 pounds fully loaded. They're owned by Planet Labs, but SSL builds and tests them, and that's where I come in. So since early November, we've been trying to launch on a SpaceX Falcon 9 along with about 70 other small satellites on a mission called Sso-A. The mission has been nicknamed SmallSat Express because, like I said, there are 70-ish small satellites on there from 18 different countries. So it's a massive launch. It's really a historic launch, and I'm super stoked about it. Another reason that this launch is historic is because it is the first time that SpaceX is going to fly its first stage for a third time. I know all those numbers may be confusing, but it's important. Now, like I said, this was supposed to go in early November, but I totally jinxed it. On the day before the launch, we were talking about getting ready to head down there, and I, like the fool I am, said that I had never been scrubbed and that it was going to go, and I knocked on wood, but apparently that wasn't enough. The launch has been getting scrubbed and getting scrubbed and getting scrubbed. So today, on December 3rd, we are finally going to launch this thing. I think it's a really clear day. We're heading to the launch viewing site now, and I'm super optimistic and hopeful. For those of you familiar with my launch-based vlogs, you might be wondering, well, where's the rest of the material? Normally you film like testing and stuff leading up to the launch, and the answer is I have not really worked on this one that much. I did not go to this launch base at all. I'm transitioning off to other programs. I've been test leading on a different program entirely and just helping out here and there on the SkySats. So honestly, this is probably my last SkySat launch, and I'm just really excited that I'm going to get to see it. It's been super hectic, and I wasn't sure I was going to get to with all the scrubs. This launch date is actually kind of serendipitous. This last weekend, Craig and I had all sorts of wedding stuff. We had engagement photos and tastings. So when the launch got bumped to Saturday, there was no way we could make it. And then again on Sunday, there was no way we could make it. And I just had my fingers crossed. And at 11:45 p.m. on Saturday night, it got moved from Sunday to Monday. And then yesterday, we spent all day wondering, okay, if it gets confirmed, can we go? At about 5:30 last night, we decided to hop in the car and haul butt down to Vandenberg Air Force Base. It's about 3.5-4 hours drive for us. And so now, here we are. And that's why I have a hat on my head, because my hair looks awful. After just a rush down, it was literally just fling things in a bag and get on the road and hurry down here. So now Craig and I are on our way to the viewing point. Say hi, Craig.
Hello.
Okay, so it's gonna be awesome. It's really clear today. I really think we're actually gonna have a better view than we did from Minotaur, and I am really stoked about this. So let's go do a launch. Yeah! Okay, don't mind the hat and sunglasses. I forgot my sunglasses at home, so I'm wearing Craig's back up here. But we are actually in a residential neighborhood at a little public park. And guys, we have freaking great viewing spot. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so much better than Minotaur. Minotaur, if you guys remember, we had a lot of cloud cover, but this one is gonna be really great. Hold on, I'll show you. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to zoom in enough. There you go. Okay, so what you're looking at is the Atlas pad, and I'm not sure, you should be able to see it. Just over the hill, there's like a little white nubbin, and we're debating whether or not that nub is the water tower at the SpaceX pad or if it's actually the tip of Falcon. We can't see from here, but that is how good our viewing point is. I'm so stoked. So we're about half an hour out. Let's do a launch. Go, baby, go!
Just as the rumble stick.
Yeah. That's just the lawnmower. Oh, yeah. There it is! Wow, that was awesome. All right, we came, we saw, we launched. I got some footage of it coming off the pad, and then the camera really struggled to keep it in focus, but I think I've got some good shots anyway. But it was incredible, guys. It was such a clear day. It was so amazing. On top of just like the outstanding launch, we could see the fairing tumbling back. I don't think I could get footage of that because it was really hard to find in the sky. It was like a little pinprick where you could see it tumbling, not the actual fairing itself, but you could see like the trailing gases. It was really, really cool. And then we actually did get to see the first stage re-entry burn. I tried to get footage of that because they had two separate burns, and we just barely were able to see it. So I'm not sure how that footage is going to turn out. But the launch footage, I've got some really great shots in between when I was fighting with the camera to maintain focus. It was so cool, guys. I am super disappointed that they're not going to have footage of the actual payloads kickoff. I guess that makes sense. Also, quick correction. I think at the beginning of this, I said around 70 satellites from 18 different countries. Apparently, that's been changed to 64 satellites from 17 countries. This launch has had a lot of change in numbers from what it was supposed to be. It was actually, I think, supposed to have twice as many satellites as what did go up, but a lot of people didn't make the launch date, so they wound up putting mass simulators on the rocket, which is basically just chunks of aluminum that weigh as much as their payloads. That's the way it works in space. If you don't make your launch date and you are not the primary customer, then you have to provide a mass sim. That's just how it works. So we had, I think it was a total of 64 satellites is what they said on the broadcast from 17 different countries is what they wound up with. Still an incredibly impressive launch by SpaceX, incredibly impressive effort by Spaceflight Inc. to coordinate all this. Congratulations to everybody on a super beautiful launch, and I can't wait to cut this footage together and see how this vlog turns out. But with that, I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your week. Whenever this posts, this will probably be back after the hiatus, so I hope, wherever you're doing, wherever you are, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Stay well, stay awesome, and I will see you next time.